With me, Tobes. Thanks ever so much for locking in and joining us. Loads of guests this week. Joining me at 12:30, Hannah Beer from Sandy Bear, our chosen charity of the year, the child bereavement charity that does so much wonderful work here in the county. But now I'm joined by three absolute musketeers that are doing their bit to really help save what is not just a pub. You know, it is a great boozer, but it's a real community hub. This I've got Mike, Jon and Alyson with us here to tell us all about this wonderful pub and hopefully how you can help save it, because it is going to close very soon. Jon, lovely chatting to you off air about your cycling endeavours and the like. Thanks for joining us here on the show today.
Good morning.
Very good morning to you. Alyson, hello. Lovely to see you not by the school gate.
Yes. I'm retired now, but I'm enjoying retirement. But looking forward to this venture coming to its conclusion, and we can take over the community, can take over the Cross Inn.
It's very exciting. This, can't wait to hear more about it in just a moment. And also Mike, who's been very busy, the backroom boy, as he calls himself.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on the show today. So this is an incredible endeavour. It's very exciting. First up, Jon, tell us about it all. What's happening, because the pub's still open, right?
Yeah, the pub's still open. Just to give you a bit of background, the pub's been in the Phillips family for 160 years. The current owners have decided to make a lifestyle change, and they put the pub up for sale 2 years ago. Unfortunately, there's been no credible offers in that time, and it was recognised a while ago that a group needed to come together if the pub was going to be saved. So a community benefit society was formed with the intention to raise some funds and save the pub for the community.
I've seen some cracking photos. There's a lot of people interested in this, let's be honest.
There is, and we'll come on to talk about it, but we've just launched a share offer, and we're really encouraged with the high level of support and donations that have already been made. It's really excellent.
No, fantastic. Alyson, what's your involvement in all this?
Well, I'm the community and events officer, and I've been doing a lot of listening to various groups, the WI and cyclists and lots of groups, and getting their opinions on how we can develop the pub. So I'm very interested in providing services, groceries, prescriptions, pop-up post offices, and also lunchtime meeting place. Lunchtime as over 55s lunch is proving to be what people would really like, where they can meet their friends, and a winter warmer maybe, it's got a lovely open fire. So it's much more than just a pub. You don't have to, you can have teas, coffees, etc. That's what we're hoping. And it's really bringing people together, because the Hayscastle Cross has got a lot of crossroads, obviously, and people are stretched out. So it'll be the centre, hopefully, of the village.
I mean, over the last 5 decades, that's the school, it's the post office, it's the shop. I mean, if the pub was to go, there would be nothing left in Hayscastle.
Yes, it could be quite isolating, and I think this is, we're aware of this, because the average age, possibly is in my genre, maybe, and I think it's important that people can get together and actually meet, because people used to meet at the school, grandmothers used to meet, and this is what we want to try and achieve.
And we're seeing so many wonderful examples of this in all parts of the county. Stopio in Narberth doing a great job. Of course, all this takes lots of funding, lots of hard work, and someone that's been very busy in the back room is Mike. Tell us your involvement.
I'd say up front, it's been a collaboration, a lot of input from 14 members of our committee. So it's not a one-man band show, but I've been collating a lot of information, doing a lot of research, coming up with financial projections of how the business might perform, particularly in the challenging conditions we've got at the moment with inflation, what it is, interest rates and so forth, taking a hard, realistic look at it. We have to be able to demonstrate that the business is sustainable on an economic basis. And we've been able to do that successfully. We have what I believe is a very robust set of projections, which we believe got a high probability of success. The The other part of that is determine the initial cost and expenditure profile. So we've got to buy the pub, we've got to spend some money doing it up, we've got to buy some equipment, and we've got to hire people, professional people to run it. That's the other half of the equation. So it's essentially bringing that all together and then coming up with the share offer schemes by which we go out to the community and further afield, selling shares with a view to coming up and building a sum of capital. And a partner of mine on the committee is looking at grants available, which would match fund whatever we can raise. We have the potential to match fund that 100% from various available government grants. So it's a lot of work. It's involved a lot of people. So we've got professional people, solicitors and accountants involved now who are looking over our shoulder, checking what we're doing is correct. It's been hard work, but I'm on behalf of all of us, I'm very pleased to get where we are today, which is a very, I think, a professional level of documentation and a share offer that looks like it's going to succeed.
No, I mean, congratulations to all of you involved to get this stage. It's incredible. I mean, you touched on the share offer there, Mike and Jon. I mean, the amount of people that have got behind this. I mean, it goes to show the need for it, the appetite that people do want this to happen.
Yeah, and not everybody is looking at it from the perspective of keeping a pub open, but also seeing the balance between the community hub side of it, that it's important that they've got a place to meet others. The area itself around Hayscastle is recognised as one of the most deprived for access to services in Wales. Closure of the pub would likely be permanent, and it'd be devastating to the community. A lot of locals recognise that and are willing to support and very generously put their hands in their pockets to make sure that this space is open for the community. And of course, being a pub, it's open long hours, all day, every day. So it means that it's got full access for people to come in from all groups, and we want it to be a warm, welcoming, vibrant and exciting space for all those community members to use.
I mean, it's in a cracking location. I mean, it's so well, it's centralized, of course, on the crossroads. So it's very accessible. We're talking off air about, cyclists and the like, and the tourists during the season. I mean, it would be a great offering, and as well as a community hub for many people just to go and visit.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that's really important is the community pub model is a very successful one. So the first one opened in 1983. I think it was the Red Lion in Preston in Hertfordshire. 99% of the pubs that have opened remain open today, and they're trading successfully. And that just goes to show the power of the community coming together to support their local pub and suddenly become very interested in it to make it work.
So if people would like to get some shares, how can they do that?
Well, the best way is to go to the website. So acrossin.cymru, the website I think is on.
It is on the Facebook right now. So if you're watching the live video, it's right there. Yeah, acrossin.cymru. It's there for you.
Yeah.
Click
so
on that.
Go on there. There's a fabulous amount of information. You can look at the share offer prospectus, the business plan. You can download an application form. And get involved and thoroughly recommend people just to go and look. And even if you can't afford to invest, just familiarize yourself with what we're doing. It's a great story, and just please spread the word.
Yes, it's a wonderful story. I mean, that's ultimately why you're here today. We've got a big old mouth in Pembrokeshire, so we're certainly shouting about it for you today. Alyson, I mean, you've got some great fundraising events coming up to hopefully add to that pot as well.
Yes, we've got an auction, and we've got how many items?
50.
50 odd real quality items.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
It's really exciting, and people can get a leaflet and pre-bid.
I mean, a night's stay in Roach Castle as well. You were saying off air.
Yes,
Crikey. I mean, it's
holiday,
beautiful.
Holiday
stunning.
places, and a signed shirt with Arsenal Football Club.
Oh,
which
Arsenal,
is,
that's no good.
Yeah,
That's no good for
but
me.
I think also. If we're a not-for-profit pub, so any profit we will be ploughing into local groups and community groups. So I think that's a very attractive offer. Not many pubs can say, well, we don't actually. If we do make a profit, we'll be giving it to different clubs and societies. So yes, we're very much looking forward to the auction on Saturday.
Yeah, good luck with it. What's the next steps from here then, Mike? What's going to happen? Hopefully, once you've got the community behind it, that the finance is in place. What are the next steps then?
Well, that's a big step from where we are at the moment. The first milestone is the completion of the share offer period. It's a time limited period, and currently, I believe it's 7th of May.
Yes,
we're targeting the closure. We have a target sum to achieve by that point, which is 200,000. That's the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
The optimum would be closer to 250,000.
How are you looking so far?
We've been open for business 3 days, and
we're at £70,000.
Wow.
And that's phenomenal. That was
last night's total. Yes. So tonight's total could be better than that.
That's impressive.
That's the first milestone. In parallel with that, we are preparing applications for grants. These are government grants. There's a lot of work goes into that, a lot of background material. And they have to be right. So there's a lot of our attention on that. They will go in over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And thereafter, once we know what the share offer has yielded in terms of capital, we'll revisit our business plan, financial projections, adjust those to suit the amount of capital we have sitting in the bank. And at that point, we will be engaged in things like recruitment campaign for permanent staff, gaining extra quotations for some of the building refurbishment work and so forth. So there's a lot of practical things to be going into. It's going to get busier rather than quieter.
So all being well, when would you hope to be set up and ready to go?
I would love to say we would be putting an offer in and exchanging on the pub in July, August, with a view to opening September, pretty much as the pub as is, and we'd have to try and run building works in parallel. But that is an ideal situation.
Fab. Thanks for the rough timeline on that. It's very exciting. Yeah. I'd like to wish you all the very best of luck with this. I think it's a fantastic idea. It's really helping to strengthen and rebuild communities, in which has been a really difficult time for a lot of people. We speak to numerous charities and organisations here at Pure West, and that social inclusion is what we keep hearing all the time. Post-pandemic, people aren't getting out and communicating as much more, certainly not socializing as much. And now you've got the cost of living crisis adding to it. This seems like it's going to be a really good solution to what is a big problem. So congratulations on where you've got to so far. I can't wait to follow this story. And of course, you can get involved as well. Please do get behind the pub crossin.cymru, where you can find out all the details. I mean, how impressive, John, 70 grand already in the last couple of days. That's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. And I think, if people can make it and can come along to the auction on Saturday, 7:30 at the Cross Inn at Hayscastle Cross, we've got a professional auctioneer, some fabulous items. There's a raffle. It's going to be a really entertaining evening. Come along, and you can do your bit to help us on our journey.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming in today. It's been wonderful catching up with you. Thanks to Jon, Alyson and Mike. Absolute pleasure meeting you. Can't wait to follow this journey and hopefully get your pub at the end of the year.
Hey,
fantastic.
Thank you for your time.
Very best of luck with it. No, thank you for coming in today. I absolutely love stories like this. They are just absolutely fabulous, aren't they? You can do your bit, support this wonderful community initiative. Not only is it going to be an excuse to go down the local pub, but of course you can use this as a real community hub. The benefits from it are just fantastic. Check out crossin.cymru for all the details. Also, you can find out more on our socials at Pure West Radio, and indeed on the website as well, purewestradio.com.